Microsoft is telling its own engineers to use less AI, not more. A tiny safety model is beating one 7 times its size. A phone-sized AI model is competing with giants. Today's stories all point at the same idea. Bigger isn't automatically better anymore. Here's what's actually happening in AI today. Here's an irony worth sitting with. Microsoft, one of the companies most aggressively pushing AI coding tools on the rest of the world, just told its own engineers to use them less. An internal memo coined a new term for the problem, tokenmaxxing, engineers burning through hundreds or even thousands of dollars a month in AI usage without it necessarily making their work better. The company is now setting spending targets for each engineering team and quietly switched its default internal AI model to a cheaper option from OpenAI. It's a small admission with a bigger point. More AI usage isn't automatically better. Sometimes it's just more expensive. Moving on, two of the biggest memory chip makers just agreed on something the AI industry actually needed: a shared standard. SK Hynix and SanDisk published the first official specification for high-bandwidth flash, a new memory tier that sits between the ultra-fast, expensive memory next to AI chips and the slower, cheaper storage everything else uses. It holds up to 512 gigabytes and moves data at up to 3 terabytes per second, and it's built to plug directly into chips from multiple manufacturers instead of being locked to one company's hardware. Google and a chip startup called Tenstorrent already joined the effort. Boring as memory specs sound, this is the kind of quiet agreement that ends up mattering everywhere. Story number 3. Mistral just released a tiny AI model built for one job: catching harmful content before it reaches anyone. Called Shieldstral, it's a safety classifier, meaning its whole purpose is scanning text and images and deciding whether they're safe to show someone, and it's small enough to run on a single decent gaming graphics card. Despite its size, Mistral says it matches or beats safety models up to 7 times larger. Instead of just labeling something safe or unsafe, it hands developers a probability score, letting them set their own threshold for caution. It's shipping as part of a broader industry safety alliance alongside NVIDIA, a small model built to do one job carefully. Fourth up, AMD just posted its best quarter ever, and the market punished it anyway. Total revenue hit $11.5 billion, up 50% from last year, with the data center business, the part that sells chips to AI companies, more than doubling to $6.7 billion. That single division now makes up over half of AMD's entire business. CEO Lisa Su forecast even stronger numbers ahead. And yet, AMD's stock dropped more than 7% right after the announcement, because investors had already priced in results even better than genuinely record-breaking ones. When expectations get that high, spectacular isn't always enough. And finally, Liquid AI just released a genuinely small AI model that punches well above its size. LFM25 has about 2.7 billion parameters, tiny by today's standards, small enough to run entirely on your own phone or laptop instead of a remote server. Yet the company says it competes with models 4 times larger at following instructions and using outside tools. On a high-end Apple laptop, it can generate over 200 words worth of tokens every second, and it still fits comfortably in under 2.5 gigabytes of memory. That's the real trend to watch: AI getting good enough to just live on your device, no internet connection required. Efficiency is quietly becoming the real AI story right now, doing more with less, not just piling on raw scale. If today helped you see that pattern, subscribe. I do this every day. Be safe out there, look out for the people around you, and I'll catch you in the next one.